Yeah, hey, morning, guys. Hey, very quickly, just have a couple of questions regarding some retaining walls. And as you know, this site's not your typical site of banging in a retaining wall and concreting up and away you go. Just with the soil conditions and all that, I really just need to nail this. Otherwise, it's going to cause some issues. So the retaining walls in red are pretty much they are a given. They are structural retaining walls. Well, all walls are structural, but these ones have to go in. And basically, the side one will line up with the edge of the building, go from sort of zero to out to this end where it's taking all the fill. Um, it runs along the front of the boundary and along the side and ties into the house right about there. Um, uh, or what I could do, if you wanted to, is move this retaining wall out to the driveway line. So effectively, you get a larger deck area that could tie into the concrete. I think that might be the better option. But just let me know what you think about that. Whether moving that to the retaining wall, moving the retaining wall to the edge of the driveway. This red one's a given. It's following the boundary, the ground height, and it tapers to nothing, which is not too bad. And that allows a flat level car parking area out there with obviously it will have some falls with drainage and bits and pieces, but that works quite well. This driveway being 4 meters wide follows the ground shape, which the ground contour, which works quite well as well. Yeah, all retaining walls, you never sort of put them on the boundary. You kind of come in 300, and that allows you to work behind them as well as drainage. So the actual drainage line has to be within your boundary. It can't be that the wall's on the boundary, then the drainage is past. So red walls are pretty sweet. So the first thing is just to let me know whether that wants to come out on the angle of the driveway, and I can change that. Um, Secondly, blue and green. Okay, so green, pretty straightforward. Originally, we never had a retaining wall in here. We just had the concrete stopping just past the door. It was level for the bins and bits and pieces. Um, I think we need to put a retaining wall in there, and what it'll do is it'll create a level space out there, a larger space for bins and bits and pieces, or possibly what else, you know, if there's anything else. Um, it also means that it stops heaps of water runoff from down this bank. It can be collected on the back via an overcoil and tie into this wall. So I think green's a definite, but on the original plan we never had a retaining wall in there. We were just going to batter the ground. But I think keeping it to 1 meter means we don't have to have a handrail above. Now, in blue, I'll just show you what I'm thinking in blue, and then I'll delete the blue wall to show you what we had. So what I'm thinking is blue retaining wall, so timber retaining wall representing the blue wall. Again, no more than 1 meter, but it allows you to extend this deck, and whether it's the deck or grass, it just makes that space more usable, um, as opposed to, bear with me, I'm just going to um, delete the wall, and then I will go back to showing you guys what we had. Just give me a second. There you go. Okay, so this is what we had originally, and by all means we can run with it. I just think the blue wall idea might be a touch better, because what I'm worried about is, even though although on the 3D it does not look that bad, um, we will have to do something as this in order, if we fly this deck out. What I'm worried about is just the groundwater coming through. It doesn't make this. Sorry, I'm not really worried about the groundwater because that can be controlled. Down the side. That's no issues there at all. What I am worried about is basically it doesn't make that space that usable on that back side. So I just thought with the blue wall, it made it more usable. Um, So I'll just go back to the blue wall. It just made the space more usable in the back because you could level out something for the sake of a wall going across that's only a meter high, and it won't be as deep as the actual red walls that form, that are holding the bank back. I mean, this is way up the top. It's merely just to create a level platform. Yes, there will be sort of small retaining walls on either side tapering to nothing, but it just makes that space more usable. Let me know what you think. So yes, currently 2.7 on the ground floor ceiling height, 2.4 upstairs. I'll just show you how this works. So basically, in order to establish maximum ground height, we take the original ground height, we copy it up by 8 meters, and yes, we are infringing a touch, but you're actually allowed to go to 9 meters, so I'm comfortable with that. So no issues there. It's sitting pretty well. It's really just those retaining walls, just making sure you're okay. Do you want to do that in blue? Do you want to do it in green? I think green's a definite. Red, I think moving it out to the driveway will give you more on the top in terms of usable, and you'll be able to connect from the deck walking to the concrete. I think that's a no-brainer, but just thought I'd check with you. That's going to stay. That is what it is, and that's it. So yeah, if you could let me know, just those retaining walls, that'd be handy. Cheers, guys.